You open your eyes to crushing darkness, the cave ceiling pressing down like a coffin lid above your head. The air is damp, stale, carrying a metallic tang of minerals and the faint dripping of distant water. Your flashlight flickers once, twice, then dies, leaving you swallowed in complete blackness without a single point of reference. Panic claws at your chest. Your heart races, your breath quickens, every instinct screaming to run but nowhere to go. Caves disorient the mind. Researchers in Texas found humans lose all sense of direction after just 30 minutes underground. Your footsteps echo in endless chambers, making every tunnel sound identical, tricking you into believing you're walking in circles. The silence is broken only by dripping stalactites, each drop echoing like a clock, counting down your survival chances. You whisper to yourself, hoping to stay calm, but the darkness feels alive, pressing against your skin like heavy cloth. Most people in caves make the same mistake first. They move quickly, searching for exits, and only sink deeper. Studies of rescue cases show that nearly 70% of lost cavers perish from exhaustion before finding daylight again. You stumble against sharp rocks, scrape your palms, and the metallic scent of blood mixes with the cave's stale air. Your imagination starts betraying you, turning shadows into predators, yet the real danger here is silence and thirst. Every wrong step feels like a trap. Pitfalls, sudden drops, hidden crevices that have claimed countless explorers through history. A cold draft brushes your cheek, making you wonder, is this fresh air leading outside or just another tunnel trap? You freeze listening, your ears straining, because sound is your only compass in this pitch-black underground maze. But here's the mistake. Following drafts blindly often leads deeper into caverns where oxygen levels drop dangerously low. According to field studies, oxygen can dip below safe levels in closed caves, causing dizziness, panic, and collapse. Your chest tightens with fear and you realize, rushing is death here. Patience is the only lifeline you have. The cave demands strategy, not panic. Every choice now tilts the scale between surviving until rescue or vanishing forever. So you stop, kneel, and force yourself to remember the first survival rule. When lost, stay calm and still. You sit down on the damp stone floor, pressing your back against the wall, anchoring yourself against spiraling panic. The cold seeps into your bones, but staying still conserves energy. Research shows resting slows oxygen consumption significantly. Your breathing steadies, each inhale and exhale becoming a metronome, keeping panic at bay and conserving precious body heat. In the pitch black, your sense of touch becomes your guide, fingers tracing rough stone ridges like a blind traveler. You remember the wrong choice, shouting for hours. It drains energy fast while sound rarely travels far in twisting caves. Studies show human voices in caves lose strength after just 30 meters, swallowed by stone walls and endless corridors. You feel the urge to drink, but another mistake looms. Gulping groundwater without caution could poison you with bacteria. Field data from spelunking accidents confirm. Contaminated cave water has sickened over half of stranded survivors within 2 days. You weigh your options. Risk infection or ration saliva, and wait for rescue, choosing patience over desperation for survival. But another danger stalks silently: hypothermia. Underground temperatures average 55 degrees Fahrenheit, draining body heat relentlessly hour after hour. Shivering feels minor now, but experts warn. Uncontrolled shivering is stage 1 of hypothermia, the slow thief of life. You huddle tighter, pulling knees to chest, mimicking the fetal position, conserving warmth with every ounce of willpower. The darkness stretches time. Minutes feel like hours, your mind wandering dangerously toward despair and irrational decisions. But here's the survival pivot. Rescuers say marking your space is vital. Stones stacked, scratches carved, anything leaves a trail. Long-term cave rescues prove simple signs improve odds dramatically, giving rescuers direction and keeping you anchored in reality. Still, your stomach growls, hunger gnawing. But science is clear, humans can survive 3 weeks without food, only 3 days without water. The real battle is dehydration, not starvation. So your eyes scan for dripping water you can safely collect. You place a cloth beneath slow drips, letting time work. Each drop a treasure bought with patience and hope. Every decision now echoes louder in your head. Wrong step means death. Right step buys you precious hours to live. Your eyes grow heavy, but you force yourself awake, knowing sleep in this cold cave could mean death. Every survival handbook warns, once hypothermia lulls you into drowsiness, unconsciousness follows and you may never wake. You slap your cheeks, rub your arms, and remind yourself. Movement generates heat, but wasted energy costs oxygen. So you compromise. Small muscle contractions, tensing and relaxing limbs, just enough to keep blood moving without overexertion. Meanwhile, your brain craves light, any light. Darkness disorients the circadian rhythm, pushing the mind toward hallucination. Researchers in France studied cave isolation. After 2 months, subjects lost all sense of time, thinking days were hours. But you must stay sharp. Rescue may take hours or even days, and you need clarity for every decision. Your ears suddenly catch a faint sound. Could it be water flowing or the echo of rescuers' distant voices? The wrong move now is chasing phantom noises, wandering deeper, burning hope and calories chasing illusions in stone. Instead, you repeat your anchor. Stay calm, stay put, leave signs. Rescuers search systematically, starting from known entry points. A memory flashes.
I'll tell someone.
Before entering, you mentioned your trip to a friend. That detail alone might save your life. Search and rescue data shows nearly 80% of cave survivors were found because someone reported them missing early. Hours dragged by, stomach cramping, lips dry. But you remind yourself, patience is strength, panic is a predator. You keep stacking pebbles into a small cairn, a beacon of sanity, proof you're still fighting for life. The air feels heavier now, making each breath harder, reminding you how oxygen shifts dangerously in enclosed chambers. You lower your head near the floor. Air can be fresher closer to the ground, another trick explorers confirm. Each decision feels smaller yet sharper. Conserve water, conserve heat, conserve breath. Everything else can wait until rescue comes. Suddenly a tiny glow pierces the darkness. A beam of light searching, moving, bouncing against cavern walls. Your heart surges. You shout once, controlled and strong, not wasted, guiding rescuers with the sound they desperately need. The beam of light grows stronger, sweeping across jagged rocks until it finally lands directly on your trembling form. Relief floods your chest, but you remember the truth. Rescue isn't over until you're out of the cave alive. Rescuers approach slowly, cautious of loose rocks and hidden drops, their helmets glowing like lanterns in a haunted cathedral. One extends a hand, steady and calm, reminding you to move slowly, conserving energy for the climb ahead. The wrong move would be leaping forward in desperation, risking a fall, or triggering unstable rock formations. Field reports show nearly 15% of cave rescues end in secondary accidents caused by panicked survivors rushing out. You let them secure you with rope and harness, every knot and clip reinforcing the fragile line to safety. Step by step, you rise guided by professionals who know every hazard, every deceptive turn carved by water. The climb feels endless, but the faint scent of fresh air creeps into your lungs, sweet and intoxicating. Your legs shake, arms weak, yet adrenaline drives you upward, following the glimmers of daylight slicing through stone. Then suddenly, you emerge. The cave mouth yawns open, sunlight blinding, birdsong returning like a forgotten melody of life. You collapse onto grass, damp earth beneath your fingers, air crisp and alive, a brutal contrast to the tomb below. Every mistake avoided kept you alive, moving too soon, drinking recklessly, shouting blindly, all paths leading only to death. Every smart choice, resting, marking, conserving, stacked into survival, proof that patience and strategy can defeat even crushing darkness. Rescuers nod, reminding you the cave is never forgiving, but knowledge and discipline bend the odds in your favor. You realize survival isn't luck, it's awareness, preparation, and the discipline to resist panic when instincts scream otherwise. So you replay the rule of 3. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. It echoes like a mantra, a compass pointing towards survival no matter the wilderness or the trap you face. Now the real question turns to you, the viewer. So, if you were trapped, would you survive? Darkness presses memory into your bones, and even in sunlight, echoes of the cave linger like ghosts. Your body shivers uncontrollably, not from cold, but from the crash after adrenaline, survival's brutal price on human flesh. Doctors studying survivors note that post-trauma chills and trembling are common, the body discharging hours of stored fear. You sip clean water, every drop reminding you how close dehydration stalked you in the shadows below. Food finally reaches your lips, but you know truth. Hunger was never the killer, thirst and panic nearly were. Rescuers debrief you, explaining mistakes other cavers made. Those who rushed, drank blindly, or wandered deeper never returned. Their stories burn warnings into your mind, each one a tombstone carved into the endless labyrinth of stone. Field data confirms most fatal cases happen within 48 hours, long before starvation. Fear and thirst finish them first. Yet your survival carved a different path, a lesson that knowledge beats instinct. Patience defeats blind desperation. You learn caves are alive, breathing, shifting, whispering, yet also merciless, punishing impatience with silence and eternal darkness. The wrong path always beckoned. Panic, rushing, reckless drinking, screaming into voids, but each would have sealed your fate. The right path was quieter: pause, conserve, mark, trust, rescue. And though harder, it kept you tethered to life. You realize survival is rarely about strength, but about resisting instinct and clinging to logic when fear overwhelms. Your rescue becomes more than escape. It's a blueprint others might follow when darkness swallows them whole. The sun warms your skin, but deep inside, the cave still whispers, reminding you how fragile survival is. You can't forget the weight of blackness, the smell of damp stone, the echo of every racing heartbeat. That memory might save you again, or teach someone else what to do when the world collapses to dark. And so the question lingers, hanging like a challenge in the air. When the cave closes, what will you choose? Because in the end, survival isn't about the cave, it's about you. So, would you survive?